We did it, you guys. I'm going to have you scoot in.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. All right, cool. Friends, we are here. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Obviously, some technical difficulties, challenges, all the good stuff. Yeah, we did it. We did it.
Go sticky notes.
Yeah. But you know what? We improvised.
It worked.
Yes. That's called teamwork.
That's it.
Yes, we did that. High five us. All right, so who is us? It's me, Sam, obviously. You guys know me. But I am here with my buddy, Nick Grouzes, with IMG. And he is the fancy managing director here. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool stuff. He has an amazing team here in Lancaster. So before we talk about the big program that we came to talk about today, I wanted to tell you a little bit about himself as we continue this lender series and we talk about local options, local lenders, partners that we love working with and that really do the hard work and support our community. So, Nick, your background, sir.
Okay.
How long have you been doing this for?
So I'm coming up on 12 years in May in the mortgage industry.
Yeah.
And for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Now we have fun doing what we do. We've built a great team over the years, and IMG we created in 2018, and just for a multitude of reasons, what the market was doing and all that stuff. And it's been great being able to kind of control the branding and what we want the company to be.
Love that.
We partner with a larger company on the back end, so EMN Loans, who my partner and I had years of experience with previously.
And your partner is?
Jeremy Fry.
Jeremy, who I believe I saw on Facebook is his anniversary with the company
14.
Today. Oh my gosh.
Years.
So 12 years and 14 years. So when you work with these people, I mean, you're getting so much experience and knowledge. It's wild. All right.
Well, he's actually 14 just with EMM,
Wow.
19 in the industry. We were just talking about
there
that
you
now.
go.
And he's still standing.
Wow.
Somehow,
well, once you're
some way.
in, there's no getting out, right?
Yeah.
Like you hit a certain threshold in time and that's it. You're done. You had your window of opportunity to leave and it's closed.
It becomes part of you, you know, to kind of succeed at this world. It really has to be a part of you.
Yes.
And if you are okay with that and your family's okay with that and you let that happen, then you can stay in it for the long haul. But it's, you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's part of your life and it has to be your priority.
Absolutely.
So if that's not okay with the whole unit, then it's not gonna work.
It really does take a lot. I don't think that we share enough of that client facing. I think it's always sunshine and rainbows and look at this settlement and look at this closing. But there's so much grinding behind the scenes, because I met you in 2018 when you guys were transitioning to IMG, and I remember the conversations we were having around what you were trying to accomplish then, and the tech and the setup and the behind the scenes, and my God, the work that went into creating what you guys have today is monumental. Like truly,
I appreciate you saying that.
It's amazing.
I do, and to do it on a smaller scale, we're a smaller company. And all relatively, we did 140, 160 million average last couple of years, which is awesome. I'm very proud of that. Looking at it against like an EMM who does billion, you know what I mean? It's a whole different scale. So we are definitely a smaller mortgage company, but that's what's great about it. I can be nimble, but to do some of the things that we wanted to do with the technology and the mobile apps and things like that. I mean, that's stuff that the EMMs of the world have. They have the money to do it. You know, we made a huge sacrifice to be able to do that.
You need that kind of backing and support from a larger to be able to keep it small and local and really service.
I mean,
customer base.
I'm proud to say we did it on our own. We didn't do that with the help of them at that point. We, we're partners with them to an extent, but we're an entity at the end of the day. So
that's amazing.
Over the years, it's evolved into what it is now. But I have the same underwriting team that I grew in the business with, the same closing team and funding team and servicing team. So we have that awesome entity behind us, which is great. And the underwriting manager, Tracy, I mean, I've known her for years now.
That's fantastic.
We're buddies, we text and call, and and she's the one that makes the final credit decision at the end of the day. If we need to, look at something a little different that might be gray, if I got to worry about some broker in California, the 3 hours behind me, plus I have no idea what they're going to want to do risk threshold wise. And my fate, my client's fate,
Mhm.
your fate is in
Yes.
somebody else's hands, which I
100%.
don't do very well with.
Yeah.
So
And that's what's so reassuring about you guys is it's not only that we know you and your
Mhm.
professionalism, but we also trust the team behind you
Sure.
because you have that long-term relationship
Yep.
standing and you've been working with the same
Yeah.
people.
yeah, there is a lot to
Yeah.
be said for that. You know, you see jumpers all the
Mhm.
time that, you know, they're here for 2 years, there for 2 years, get a sign-on bonus,
Mhm.
sign-on bonus, sign-on bonus,
Yep.
and, you know, just they keep going, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's a big or small sign-on
Yep.
bonus, you know, we call them jumpers. They happen all
Yeah.
the time, and we stay away from them.
Yep.
And some of them are great people. Don't get me wrong, but
Yep.
you know, I don't like seeing that. It's not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it allows you to build a core business when you have
Yeah.
committed this kind of time,
Sure.
right? The investment, like we said,
Mhm.
family-wise as well,
Yep.
into your business.
Yeah.
Having that long-term support is
Mhm.
awesome.
Yep.
So you guys, so you've obviously been doing this for a while,
Hmm.
12 years, like we said,
Yep.
and that's just Nick. You have a team here in Lancaster.
Hmm.
You have how many people?
So we have 8 salespeople currently right now. We have offices in Lebanon and Lancaster here,
Mhm.
but we cover all of PA, actually PA, Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, Florida.
I was gonna ask. You're ahead of me. I
Yep,
love it.
yep.
Yep. What states?
But so PA, Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, Florida is where
Mhm.
I'm licensed in. Therefore, we're licensed there. EMM though, we can still accomplish loans in the lower 48. So
So literally
Anywhere.
is what he's saying. If you are
Yep.
moving anywhere,
yep,
you can contact Nick and his team. We will
Yep.
connect you with them. And we at the Dahlia Group also have referral partners
There
in
you go.
all states. So literally wherever you want to move, we got you covered.
yep. There
All
you
right.
go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Little blue
Yeah,
there.
no, so sales guys and ladies,
Yes.
you know, we're at 8 right now. Operationally,
Mhm.
we've had our own operational team really forever.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some people retire and things like that, but
Mhm.
we were able to build an awesome processing team, which is kind of the backbone
Yes.
of the behind the scenes of it
Yes.
that in our system, the consumer does deal
Mhm.
with regularly. They
Yep.
didn't used to, but we kind
Mhm.
of went to that model. Technology and all that just kind of
Mhm.
evolved and took it that way.
Yeah.
So the team that we built here, we expanded on that the last couple of years while
Mhm.
volumes were very high. And then as the market kind of shifted over the last 12 to 18 months, I'll say, operations was a very risky job to have
Yeah.
in this industry because volumes are down. There's not as much work to
Mhm.
do. So unfortunately, there were a lot of layoffs in this industry.
Yes.
So, you know, we were able to protect our team. Nobody got laid off in the operational team,
That's
which is
amazing.
great. You know, our volumes are down, refis are
Mhm.
gone. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So there's no
Yeah.
two ways about that. So we
Mhm.
made some sacrifices to do
Yeah.
that, but that's
Yeah, it's not
That's,
like you guys are
you
up
know,
against something different than any other
correct.
company.
Correct. So, you know, we made sacrifices
Mhm.
to keep everything the way we did because my process is everything. I'm probably one of the more
Mhm.
process-oriented salespeople that you're going to come across
Yeah.
in the business, and I think that's why we've been able to succeed at the level we did
Yeah.
as such a small company. So we did that on the local side, but
Mhm.
we also created what is now the central processing piece to EMM as a
Mhm.
national company.
Yes, we
So,
did talk about this.
yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay.
Yep, so 2 things there, you know, I got to create the process that we're utilizing on a
Mhm.
national level, which is cool,
Yeah.
but it protected other jobs too, because
That's
now we're
phenomenal.
pulling business from around the country, excuse me, rather than just here.
That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, mastermind over here, right? So, not only is he looking at what he can do and accomplish here in our communities and for the people that he has surrounded himself with, and but he's looking at a grand scale, right?
Mhm.
So, one of the things and the reason we're here today is frontline first,
Yep.
right? So, another mastermind idea
Mhm.
from this guy over here. So, twofold question.
Yep.
What is Frontline and where did that idea come from?
Sure. So what is Frontline? The best way that I've come to kind of summarize it is we want to focus on appreciating the underappreciated. And that is a huge group of people.
Yes, it is.
So that comes down to anybody in public service. So fire, police, military, EMTs, dispatchers, anybody really that works in a hospital. We're not just going for doctors. Doctors are great, we appreciate them,
Yes.
but I'm married to a nurse, right?
Yes, you are.
Most of them would argue they do most of the work.
Yep.
So, and then you got your aides.
I would say all of them would
I
argue
agree with that. I agree with that.
All of you would, right?
Yeah. So, and then you have the aides, which do a tremendous amount of work too, and all the way down to the janitor. And, you know,
Yeah.
I basically was looking at, when I say the underappreciated, there's a convenience to appreciation, unfortunately. So whether it be something like 9/11, where police and fire were that group that was appreciated, and then we got into the war overseas, then military was that group that was appreciated. Pandemic happened, now you have the medical field that is appreciated.
It's like the focus just shifts from one major event to the other.
It's a convenient shift, right? Whatever is convenient right now, that's where the appreciation goes.
Absolutely.
Which, you know, that's great. I'm glad those people have their time to be the focus, but that's, in my opinion, not okay.
Yeah.
Because now that the pandemic is over, you know, whoever agrees to that or not, whatever, but
the focus
they're all
has
losing
shifted
their
away
job
from
now.
them.
Yeah, the focus is away, and they're laying them off, and
Yep.
it's unfortunate. The medical field is a mess. I think they would all agree with that too.
Yeah,
But
we talked to a lot of travel nurses that, you know, same situation, right? You have these lucrative contracts that you no longer have, where the hospitals are collecting, you know, potentially that earning on the back end and then letting them go, right? So the appreciation that, you know, was felt, like you said, in these big monumental events definitely does shift.
It does, yeah. So it's making sure that that appreciation is constant. It's there all the time. And we really want to celebrate the people that put their lives on the line to protect us all the time. And that's where our spotlights come in. You know, we can dive more into kind of the different pieces that it's evolved into. But your second question of how did it come about?
Yes.
So I've wanted to do a program like this since 2015. And there are other programs, I'm not reinventing the wheel, there's other programs out there in the real estate world that give credits back to service people, right? And that's great. They're wonderful. I'm all for that, and I'm all for supporting anybody who does something like this. There were a couple pieces to it, though, when I was a part of that back then, that I just felt like it was a little short of what it could be. So, for example, you and I, as mortgage and real estate, we had to pay them a service fee to be a part of their program, but we really didn't get anything from it. Maybe a couple marketing pieces, and that's about it. Which, hey, whatever. But I felt like the message of it, because they're collecting money, I would now want to go out and get as many people a part of this as I can to collect the money, and they kind of diluted the messages a little bit. So
becomes more about the profit.
That's it.
Absolutely.
It's
and from
more
an
of a
agent
business
standpoint, it's like, oh, well, this is just another marketing piece.
Yeah.
Is this really community service? Is this really giving back?
Correct. And the marketing piece of it is great, and I'm all for that. And honestly, that front line is that. It is a marketing piece. But at the same time, I don't want it to be about that. I don't want it to be about the money of it. I want it to be about the giving back, and that's why the other pieces kind of evolved too. So, you know, that was back then, you know, coming out of 21 when our market was shifting and, you know, we saw the slowdown was going to come. It was like, okay, we got to come to market with something new, some kind of marketing piece. And I said, hey, this is the time to do it. I wanted to do this, so this is it. Let's get going. And a lot of money later and a lot of time, you know, frontline first.
Always is, right?
Yeah, it's wicked. But so it started off as just that, you know, the real estate program, because that's what we do. You know, that's what I've always done, obviously the last 12 years, as we said. So what it is, it gives a credit back to our consumers. So whoever they use as part of the process, mortgage, real estate, title, if you're affiliated with our program, it's $500 from mortgage, $500 from real estate, and then title basically wipes off their fees, which ends up being like $300, we'll say on average, depending on the title company, how much they charge. But our preferred one that we work with over at Capstone, it's like $300 is what it comes out to. So $1,300 all in, which really wipes out your underwriting fees, you know, your lender fees at the end of the day, or helps, you know, cover points or whatever somebody wants to do.
That's beautiful. It's $1,300 back in your pocket. That's awesome. And what you're saying, want to give clarification to everybody watching here, they can pick whoever they want to work with. It doesn't matter as far as title, agent.
As long as they're affiliated, with the program at the end of the day.
Awesome. Perfect. And we'll talk about where you can find affiliated partners here in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, and when we started doing that, we just saw that there was more of an opportunity. We're building this platform that people grab onto it. It's a community appreciation thing, and the more we did our spotlights of local heroes to shine light on them that they deserve, and organizations and things things like that. We were just like, man, the opportunity with this platform. We have so much we can do with it.
Yeah.
So, that's why we're starting a podcast where we're taking the spotlights kind of to a new level. And people within the community that fit the bill here, we're doing actual interviews with. We just did our first with Scott Little, who has been, he's a close friend of mine, so he's kind of my guinea pig for a lot of stuff.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, man. So, really great guy, and you'll see once that podcast comes out.
Awesome.
Just really somebody that has dedicated his life to service. He was a Marine. He's still in the Air Guard. He's been in the fire community for many years at this point.
Yeah.
He's now the chief of Manheim Township Fire Department.
That's
so,
amazing. That's amazing. Thank
really,
you, Scott.
Yeah, really wonderful
for all your
guy, and
service.
does a lot for our community here in the country still.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, so people like that we're going to be interviewing and sharing it with the world. We want to know,
That's awesome.
we want the community to know who they are and why they do it.
Yeah.
I really couldn't stand over the last couple of years how the media really demonized some of these groups, which there's bad eggs in everything in our world, in their world.
Absolutely.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
But I feel like there was kind of a dark cloud put over a lot of the service people, unfortunately. And when we need help, guess who we call?
Yeah.
So I really just want to make sure that they are appreciated for what they do.
That's beautiful. Well, and really, right? It's just it's a reminder too that all of that is just a focus on the negative, right? So really bringing it back and reminding people that there is another side to it, and how can we support it? How can we ensure that these people that really are dedicating their lives to serving community, right? We're not just talking military, we're not just talking, medical, we talked about teachers as well.
Absolutely.
We're talking about counselors, we're talking about all of these people that allow our community to run and support individuals there. So that's beautiful. I love that. I can't wait to watch that podcast. How often are you guys going to do that? Can we nominate people to be speakers? Where can we find it? All that stuff.
Yep,
all
sounds good.
Right? I feel like I should write these down and give you a little.
I know, right? So we're figuring it out as we go to a certain
Yay!
extent, right?
That's usually how it works, though,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Trial and error.
I'm not a podcast guy. Sam Dillman, who works with us, he's kind of helping me lead the way with this thing. So he was a police officer, he was a Marine, so he is one of these people.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing for me during that interview, I honestly, I didn't say a whole lot. You'll kind of notice it was really just those two kind of having a conversation.
That's beautiful.
Because they get it.
Yeah.
They understand each other. They know what they go through on a particular day. And just within the same community, they know a lot of the same people and stuff. So it was very cool for me just to kind of sit on the sideline a little bit and just watch that interaction happen. And
I can't wait.
I'm excited for more of that. But so I would love for people to nominate people they feel deserve to be spotlighted within the community.
How can they do that?
Yep, so we're going to be doing social media blasts here pretty shortly. The first round we did was Facebook, and we got a great response on that.
That's awesome.
And we're trying to work through, the nominations we got. We want to hit everybody, but we're going to be doing that here pretty shortly. So, keep an eye on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff that I'm not really good at using. So.
Nick was super thrilled when I was like, "Oh, do you want to do a live with me?" Like, really me? I'm like,
you're
the frontline guy, man.
Yep.
Like, it has to be you. You can't delegate that one to a team member. Not a thing. So I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
You are here. You are doing it. You are speaking.
Yep.
Yay! But that's really exciting. So we will also be sharing all that information, right? Once they start doing the blast, you'll see that on our pages, on all of our stories. So you'll definitely get that from us too, as to how you can nominate an individual to be part of this podcast. That will be how often and where.
Yep. So we're gonna try to do, at least in the beginning, once a month. So we're not editors or none of that stuff. So we're trying to leave a good bit of time for us to. You need a
Rachel.
Yeah. Yes. We need to figure out what we're doing. So we'd like to get to a point where it's every 2 weeks. One of the hard things about doing Frontline is it's had to kind of I make time for it.
Yeah.
We still have this company that
Mm-hmm.
we're still trying to drive
Yeah.
and make sure we're servicing our clients and partners the best we can every single day. So as much as we want to focus on this
Mm-hmm.
and spend as much time as we can, it's a little challenging to fit it in. So we're doing the best we can with it, and every 2 weeks is
Mhm.
what we'd like to try to do.
Awesome.
We're going to be creating the YouTube channel where we're going to have a whole
Very cool.
library on there. So we're going to have it linked to our website
Mhm.
where we're going to have a list of everybody and pictures and maybe a little blurb about them. And if you click there, it'll take you right to YouTube, and people
That's
will be able
cool.
to see that forever and ever.
I love that. All
Yeah.
the intertwining webs of the interwebs. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's hard. I mean, same thing
Yeah.
with PRAC, like finding the time to pour into this thing that you are passionate about, that
Yep.
you know is going to help people,
Yep.
but balancing work and life,
Yeah.
right? And giving so much, it's definitely a challenge, but
Yeah.
you do have a beautiful team around you. So
Thank
it'll
you.
be all over the internet. Tell me about some of the things that you guys have accomplished so far. You guys had an
Sure.
amazing event
Mm-hmm.
last year.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
So the third piece to it that
Mhm.
we didn't really plan on in the beginning, but again, it just evolved into what it was there, is doing fundraisers. Now that I was a part of creating one and doing
Mhm.
one, man, I got the bug.
Mm,
It's very addicting.
that's great. That's a good addiction
It
to
is.
have, right?
It
Like,
is,
I want to
yeah.
help people. I want to raise funds.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Oh darn.
It's super cool.
That's
I've never been one to ask anybody for help or
Mhm.
ask people for money, so that's
Yeah.
definitely a weird thing to get past.
Yeah.
It's a little different, not asking for myself and for others.
Yeah.
That makes it a little better. But so what reason it kind of came up? Sam and I were playing at the Fire Chiefs golf outing with Scott.
Mhm.
We always play every
Okay.
year with him, and we met a gentleman named Donnie Boyer. So
Okay.
Sam's known for years, but I had just met him that day. And Donnie was telling us about his son Jason, who in the firefighting community got injured on his way to a call one evening and ended up paralyzed basically. And he's been making great progress, but he's still wheelchair bound at this
Yeah.
point. And they were looking to get him an electric wheelchair so he can
Mhm.
get around a little bit easier, and then ended up being a adaptive vehicle so that he can learn to basically drive. He's got use of
Mhm.
his hands, so
Yeah.
that's kind of the next step with it. So
Yeah.
we left that conversation, and Sam and I were like, we gotta make this work. We gotta figure this out.
That's amazing.
And then Scott jumped on board. He said, "Yep, I'm in.
That's awesome.
Let's figure it out."
Yeah.
And 6 months later, we had the event, and we raised $4,300 for Jason.
That's beautiful. That's so wonderful. I love that. So, as you are looking ahead into this year, and you're looking at opportunities to do that,
Mhm.
right? Especially now that the bug has bitten you
Yeah.
and you have that like itch to
Mhm.
scratch. What does that look like? Do you have anything planned? Do you have nominees that you are looking
Yeah,
and
not
filtering
yet.
through? Ho ho.
Not yet. So,
Maybe that's another thing that we can blast here soon.
Yes, so this is perfect timing because I was actually going to do a call with the marketing team today on
That's
that
great.
blast to get that out there and have some nominations come
That's
in.
awesome.
So yeah, perfect timing.
Yay!
So if you got anybody you want to nominate, or an organization too. We've had some great organizations
Mhm.
that we have done spotlights on that are very deserving and need help. So
Cool.
check out our Facebook and everything, and
Mhm.
donate to those guys. They need it.
That's so great.
The first one that we did, Worth It Hollow down in the southern end of Lancaster
Mm-hmm.
County, Sarah runs that, and she is just awesome. She's a veteran, and she truly loves what she does. And I took my little one Nora down, and got to see what they do and how they do it, and get to
Mhm.
know her and Day, who's a big helper with her, and it was awesome, man. Nora's
Yeah.
face lit up around the horses that they
That's
have, which
beautiful.
was awesome. And Sarah's just
Aw.
wonderful at what she does. So, Worth It Hollow, definitely look them up and support them as best you can.
That's cool. So if you guys do have any nominees
Yeah.
for that could benefit from an upcoming fundraiser, definitely send that information our way. Visit Frontline's Facebook, website.
Facebook, website, Instagram, all that.
All the things you can
All that
communicate
stuff.
with them directly.
Yep.
You can drop us information as one of the partners of this amazing program. Reach out to us. We'll forward all the information to
appreciate
the
that.
team
I
here. So
appreciate
we
that.
wanna support. We wanna make sure this is as successful as possible.
Mhm.
Or if an individual or organization wants to participate in an
Yeah.
upcoming fundraiser, or you have some great ideas, or
Mhm.
maybe there's something somebody's doing that we can be part of, we'd
Absolutely.
love to help too.
Absolutely. Any way we can help you, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about.
That's
That is
awesome.
really what it's all about.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, honestly. I mean, that was a really cool meeting that we had when we first kind of talked about it, and we connected on it really instantly. You
I'm
believe in
surprised I
all
didn't
of
cry.
this.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I did it.
Yeah, and that's the difference of us going out and saying, hey, pay us to be a part of this program, rather than us
Yeah.
finding like-minded people that believe in what we're doing truly. And I'm pretty selective with it. In all honesty, it's a hard conversation with some people that want to be a part of it, and it's like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah. Yep.
But at the same time, I don't want to dilute the message.
Mhm.
And I want everybody to be really passionate who's a part of it.
Absolutely.
And here you are helping us push it here. So
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that.
Listen, whatever we can do to serve community
Mhm.
and give back, because there are so many people out there that give
Yeah.
all of themselves
Yeah.
every single day. When we talked about this, and obviously I don't come from a military background. I'm not a military person. That's not my thing. But Hannah grew up in a military family. My best friend, I shared this with you at the time, and I'm going to get very vulnerable. He actually passed away. It'll be 11 years this February. And he was a Marine, and so that connection there, the
Yeah.
health piece as well, and medical, we all tie into that,
Yeah.
right? So for so many different personal reasons, obviously with COVID, we talked about nurses,
Yeah.
but also the teachers,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when the girls were homeschooling, all
It
I
was
wanted
crazy.
to do was send them back,
Yeah.
and our teachers adapted
Yep.
when they came back. They pour so much love and give so much to ensure that these kids
Every
felt
day.
supported through
Yep.
such a huge event and transition.
Yep.
And I can't even say transition, kind of I don't even know, curveball doesn't even
Literally
suffice. Like, it
curveball,
was
yeah.
just like out of nowhere, right?
Yep.
These poor kids.
Yep.
And to think of all these amazing community members that we can support and
Yep.
help, and in achieving something so awesome, right?
Yep.
Like this
Yep.
is the American dream. Everybody wants to own a home. Well, the
Yep.
majority of people, not everybody, right? But the majority of people do want home ownership, and to be able to give back to the people that give so much is it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
It's already part of
cool,
what we
man.
do.
It's really cool, and to hear
Yeah.
the feedback from people on the other end of the phone or
Mhm.
across the table,
Yeah.
it's very validating. It's very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you feel like we need to know about Frontline? I see some
Other
comments.
than
Let me
how
make
awesome
sure there
it is,
aren't
yeah,
any
let's address
questions.
that. So one other thing with the podcast I want to hit on, one of the goals there,
Oh.
we kind of thought of doing that right after there was a local police officer took his life. And I was on the phone with Sam, and just being a part of that community, he was in a place that day, and he said, let's figure out a way to kind of create a place where these guys can come and listen to people talk about their experiences, and if it helps them in any way,
Yeah.
relate or figure out a way to deal with it, just really trying to help as much as we can with the
Yeah.
mental health aspect of it.
Mhm.
Everybody that I've talked to in that community, it's hard for me to be in my seat because I'm
Mhm.
not one of them. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's where Sam's been invaluable for
Mhm.
it. But talking to Scott and just the different people I've
Mhm.
talked to, hearing them say, listen, it's okay that you haven't experienced
Mhm.
it, as long as you're here and you say, you want to help.
Mhm.
That's really what it comes down
Yeah.
to. So, trying to tackle the mental health aspect
Mhm.
of being that service person.
Mhm.
I mean, these guys, they get shot at, they pull dead bodies out of cars, and CPR that isn't successful. It's
The
Yeah.
toll that it takes.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I have a friend that takes calls for 911.
yeah, dispatchers,
And
man.
the dispatchers that take these calls, the mental
Oh, yeah.
toll that takes
Yeah.
on the individual
Yeah.
to have to answer that type of call
Mhm.
and stay calm
In people's
and
worst moment.
direct.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a lot.
It's
a
brutal.
lot.
Yeah, it's brutal. So that's the main
a lot.
goal behind
Yeah. I love that.
Well, one of the main goals, I guess, behind
Mm-hmm.
the podcast, and really how that idea came to be.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
yeah,
It gives people a platform to really talk about the experiences
Yeah.
behind it and allow those little connections. Like
Yeah.
you said, even if it's something small that
Mhm.
resonates, could be life-changing
Oh, there's no
for
question.
somebody else in a similar field or
Yeah.
in a similar position.
Yeah.
That could help. So that's
Yeah.
really cool.
And police, fire, military.
Mhm.
I mean, these are people that I feel like there's a front that they feel like they have to put on. I don't want to call it a tough guy front, but you get what I'm saying there.
You're the
You
protector.
don't want to
You're
be
supposed
vulnerable.
to be the protector.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
there's
Vulnerability, I feel like, is viewed as a weakness
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
themselves,
yeah.
which is unfortunate, man. It
Mhm.
really is unfortunate. And the most that we can do to make sure that they know that it is okay to talk
Mhm.
about it and create outlets for
Mhm.
it. It's just that's all that I can do.
That's
you know
great.
what I mean? And so we're just trying to do as much as we can do to address that as head on as we can. So.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So if somebody wants to be part of the podcast, definitely reach out and
Yeah.
connect. Or if you have somebody or know somebody that
Mm-hmm.
is maybe vocal about their story and wants to share, right?
Yeah.
And maybe has shared previously, and this could be a really great platform
Absolutely.
for them. Reach out to us as
Yeah.
well, so we can make sure that they get on the Frontline podcast with Nick
Yeah.
and Sam. Who else can we anticipate hosting that with you guys?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to have my brother on.
Mhm.
Well, hopefully both of them. My
Okay.
brother Pete is an Iraq War veteran. He now works for Social Security Administration, but he's a veteran I'd like to have on. My other brother Chris,
Mhm.
he is a teacher and has a tutoring company, so he went through that whole
Ugh.
pandemic situation and adapting to that home, and the tutoring company was an interesting piece of that too, because now kids are at home and they're looking for extra help.
Mhm.
And so he's had an interesting couple of years.
Ooh.
So to hear that perspective on things
That's
will be
cool.
great. We kind of made a long list of people the other night,
That's
just kind of
great.
chit chatting with Scott and people that I've interacted with
Yeah.
a little bit over the years. And it's going to be fun.
That's
I'm really
awesome.
excited about it. But we're also going to do partners too. So
Mhm.
we're definitely going to have you guys in and just kind of
I feel like I have to. You did
chit
this for
chat.
me.
Hey, man.
I don't think I have an opt-out option.
Nope. But hey, that one we can pause and rewind and record and
Yeah.
snip that one.
Yeah.
But no,
Good.
it's fun.
You can cut out the snorting that just happened is what you're saying. Yeah, you guys get that live. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, so it's fun. I mean, we just
Yeah.
have a drink, have beer, wine,
That's
and
so
just
cool.
literally chit chat and let
That
the
sounds
conversation go where it
Yeah.
does. We have our talking points and
Mhm.
stuff, but literally we just started chatting and it really went where it went, and we just let it go where it goes.
That's so cool.
There's no structure; it just is what it is.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait to tune into this.
Yeah.
That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So now I am going to spend some time and make myself a little list
There you go.
of people, of
Yeah, please.
organizations
Yep.
that we can connect with and really help.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Bring them to the podcast.
There we go.
Yes. All right. So, parting words. Website, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is coming.
Yep.
Podcast is coming.
Yep.
You can reach out to us directly. You can reach out to them directly.
Yep.
Again, this is for truly anyone that is service driven, that gives back to community, that helps, that has given their time and their life in any capacity, to really give back. So we want to make sure that you guys are taken care of. Best way to reach, is there an email, phone number? What would be a quick?
As far as Frontline goes?
Yep.
So website frontline.club, and the reason we did .club is to join the club of Frontline. So we'll play on words there. And it was a lot cheaper than .com, so there's that too. But
There's a
we'll go with
reason
the
that
other
we
way.
did .net,
Yeah.
so I get
You
it.
get it. That's honestly the best way for the Frontline part of it.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, just call me too. And anybody really at Ideal Mortgage or me, that's my direct
absolutely.
number.
That's his
So
direct stuff. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you're
the
welcome,
best way
guys.
to do it.
Yep. You can reach us at info@thedahliagroup.net. You can call or text 717-333-7045. You can hit us up on our .net.
There you go.
Again, thedahliagroup.net. But we're happy to chat with you, point you in the right direction, and make sure that you have the support that you need to make the big financial purchase that you want to, or have your organization benefit from this amazing program, or partner with you in any capacity, or really just talk, right? Like if you
Just
have
talk.
any shared experiences that maybe you don't want that public facing
Yeah.
platform, where you really just need someone.
Yep.
We're all here. You have a
Absolutely.
really big team behind you.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
you
And
guys
thank
have
you for helping us
Aw,
get this out there and celebrate what we're
welcome,
doing
man.
here. It's really what it is. It's celebrating
you're so
people,
welcome.
and
Yes.
we're pumped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate
this
you.
is an amazing organization. To be part of it, like I said, is a no-brainer.
Thank
So
you.
we're going to accomplish a lot this year. We cannot wait to serve you. We cannot wait to help you. Reach out. We will see you next Wednesday to continue the lender series. And on that note, happy hump day, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thanks
everybody.
for hanging. I'm going to try to do this gracefully.